The moon was high over the royal palace, its silver glow spilling across the garden fountains and the quiet stone paths. The night was peaceful, and the stars shimmered so brightly that it looked as if the sky had been sprinkled with diamonds. Cinderella stood on her balcony, gazing up at the glittering heavens. It had been another long day in the kingdom, full of visitors, meetings, and cheerful gatherings, but now, at last, the world was still. She breathed in the cool night air and whispered softly, "The stars look so close tonight, like they're watching over us." As she turned to go inside, something caught her eye, a glimmer of light by the far edge of the garden. It wasn't the usual glow of fireflies or lanterns. It shimmered and pulsed, as if calling to her. Curious, Cinderella slipped on her shawl and tiptoed down the grand staircase, her slippers making no sound on the marble floors. When she stepped into the garden, the light was brighter now, a soft, silvery beam shining from the center of the old rose hedge. She pushed aside the branches, and there, hidden beneath a curtain of vines, was a small mirror resting on a pedestal of stone. It looked ancient, but its surface gleamed like starlight. Cinderella reached out and brushed away a few leaves. "How strange. A mirror out here," she whispered. The moment her fingers touched the frame, the mirror rippled like water, and a gentle voice echoed through the air. "Kind heart, seeker of light, you have found the Starlight Mirror." Cinderella gasped softly. "Who's there?" The reflection shimmered, and instead of her own face, a glowing figure appeared, a woman with hair like flowing silver and eyes that sparkled like stars. She smiled warmly. "Do not be afraid, dear one. I am Selara, guardian of this mirror. It shows not what you look like, but who you truly are inside." Cinderella stepped closer, her eyes wide with wonder. "Who I truly am?" "Yes," Selara said gently. "Few have eyes kind enough to see their own heart. Would you like to look?" Cinderella hesitated. I don't know. What if I see something I don't like?" Selara's voice softened. "Even the truest hearts hold shadows, my child, but only the brave are willing to see both light and dark." Cinderella took a deep breath and nodded. "Then I'll look." The mirror brightened. For a moment, she saw herself, but not as she stood now. She saw a younger version of herself, dressed in rags, scrubbing the floors of her stepmother's house. Her hands were raw, and tears glistened on her cheeks. Yet in her eyes, there was still kindness, still hope. The image changed again. She saw herself dancing at the royal ball, her gown sparkling like the night sky. Then she saw the fairy godmother smiling behind her, her wand glowing softly. The mirror rippled again, showing her many moments, comforting her stepsisters after they learned their lesson, helping the townsfolk rebuild their homes after the great storm, and walking through the whispering woods with the prince, listening to the trees' songs. But then the image grew dimmer. She saw herself standing alone in her room, looking out the window while others celebrated downstairs. Her face was calm, but her eyes looked tired, a quiet kind of sadness that came from giving so much and resting too little. Cinderella's hand trembled as she whispered, "I didn't know I looked like that." Selara's reflection stepped closer. "You see not weakness, but weariness. You give your light to others so freely that you forget to save some for yourself." Cinderella's eyes filled with tears. "But I want to help everyone. That's what kindness means, doesn't it?" "Kindness," Selara said gently, "also means being kind to your own heart. Even stars must rest before they shine again." The mirror's glow softened, and the image faded into gentle starlight once more. Cinderella looked down and smiled faintly. "Thank you. I needed to hear that." Selara nodded. "Remember this, Cinderella, your heart is your greatest magic. Protect it, and it will always guide you." As the mirror dimmed, a single silver tear fell from its surface and crystallized into a tiny pendant shaped like a star. It floated into Cinderella's hands, glowing softly. For you, Selara said, a charm of remembrance. When you wear it, may you remember that your heart is the light others see. Cinderella clutched it gently. Thank you, Selara. I'll treasure it always. When she returned to her room, the stars above seemed even brighter. She placed the star pendant beside her heart-leaf charm and whispered, each of you is a reminder of kindness, courage, and now, of self-love. The prince entered quietly, smiling when he saw her by the window. You're awake late again, he said softly. What has my starlit princess thinking so deeply? Cinderella turned and smiled, just learning that even stars need to rest sometimes. He chuckled. Then come rest, my love. The stars will keep watch tonight. She nodded and lay beside him, holding the pendant close. The starlight spilled across the room like silver ribbons, wrapping them both in its glow. As her eyes fluttered shut, she heard Selara's voice once more, soft and kind. Shine, little heart, and remember your light belongs to you first. Outside, the stars twinkled in gentle rhythm, as if whispering their lullaby through the night sky. And so, Cinderella slept peacefully, her dreams filled with silver light and the quiet music of the stars. If you enjoyed this magical bedtime story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Little Dreamland Tales, and ring the bell so you never miss a new adventure with Cinderella. Good night, little dreamers, may your hearts shine bright like the starlight tonight.